Hi, I'm Dan Weingartz and welcome to Wednesdays with Weingartz. Today we're going to talk a little bit about grass catcher attachments for your lawn tractor or zero-turn mower. And so when we get into the fall season, we often have questions about, what would be the advantage of me adding a bagger to my lawn tractor or zero-turn? And really, I think there's three reasons that people like to have grass catcher attachments. One is if you just really don't like the look of clippings on your lawn. If you don't like the way that it looks when it's after you mow the grass and that there's some clippings left over, while those clippings can return some nutrients to the lawn, they do track, if you have pets, they can track, those clippings around. And so people that really want that to look like it's vacuumed when they're done, like to have grass catchers. Second reason is if the lawn work just kind of got away from you, or more leaves showed up than you were planning on, grass catchers can be a nice occasional use accessory where, hey, the grass clippings are just going to be too long now, it's going to not look good. And actually long clippings, if you leave, like say if you cut more than an inch of grass off at a time, can actually suffocate the lawn some and can actually keep it while grass clippings in general provide nutrients. It's like a lot of things, too much is bad, and if they're really long clippings, they can suffocate the lawn, promote things like mold, and can just in general not promote a healthy lawn. So that's kind of the second reason. The third is probably the most popular, and it's the one we see the most often in the spring and in the fall, is that the leaves are coming down and there's just either more of them than I'm able to chop up and get finely chopped up enough into my lawn, or while the leaves are falling down, the rain is also falling. And that happens a lot here in Michigan. Our leaf season also happens to coincide with a very rainy season. And if wet leaves are really difficult on the lawn. Again, leaves provide valuable nutrients in general. If you can chop them up finely when they're dry, they're very good for the lawn. But either too many or too large, so large oak trees and maple trees that we see that really have these beautiful color change and then drop these large leaves on the ground. If you're not able to chop them up finely, that's where a grass catcher really comes in handy, to be able to pick those up and get them out of the way and not do any damage to the lawn, and especially in the fall, if you're waiting until the spring, and if you've got kind of those leaves matted down, they can really cause some problems on your lawn when you go next spring and notice that maybe the lawn isn't as healthy as what you left it in the fall because those leaves kind of became matted and suffocated the lawn. So most grass catcher attachments are going to be very much like what you see here, with a chute coming off generally to two bags in the back, and those bags just simply come off and then can be dumped into a yard waste bin, or if you've got a place to dump them into the woods or something like that. What you'll notice as you go to three-bladed decks, oftentimes we're going to go to a powered bagger. And that power is coming from the last spindle on the deck, the right-hand spindle, and there's usually a fan that'll attach to a belt that hooks up to that last spindle, and that will actually give you power on a wider deck and a three-bladed deck to be able to get the clippings up and into the catcher. Powered baggers do have a tendency to be more expensive than non-powered baggers, and non-powered baggers do a fine job on almost all two-bladed decks. Occasionally, we'll have a two-bladed deck that they recommend a powered bagger, but usually you're going to see that when you get into decks of three blades, that you're going to see powered baggers in order to be able to fill the bags and not have debris get clumped up into the chute. And so that's a little bit about why you may want to look at an investment in a grass catcher for your lawn tractor or zero-turn mower to help you with kind of your yard work, and as I say, especially in the spring and the fall. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today.